Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's been a while, but I'm back. I'm going to make a short video here. What I've got here is, as you can see on the body, I'm sure it's probably a partial giveaway. It is a ct4.2, the Centro conversion for the associated T4.2. I've only seen only a couple small interviews, or reviews, I should say, on this particular truck. And I kind of wanted to go over my thoughts of the truck and more or less the build experience with it. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. We don't want to make this a long one. So we'll just give you a good overall view of the front. Comes with the J Concepts body. You use your existing tires and wheels from your T4 and whatnot. So here you go. Let me go ahead and yank the body. Okay, real quick, as far as the kit is concerned, the chassis is made of, it's aluminum. It uses all of your T4.1, 4.2 front end parts. The only thing that changes is mainly all in the chassis and all in the rear end. Right now I'm just got a shorty battery and I have not driven this truck yet. I'm planning on taking this truck out here hopefully next weekend. We'll see. Maybe next weekend I'll get it out. I am going to be going to the Serpent race over here at RC Clubhouse here in Detroit, Michigan, with my Serpents, which obviously I have not done any reviews on those yet as well. And then obviously here on the bottom too, by the way, Centro. All right, upgrades this truck has. Well, obviously because this was a T4.2 factory team truck, it had a lot of already the high performance goodies already on it, and I bought it used, and I did drive it in rear motor configuration, and I did have a T4 factory team, the original T4 factory team years ago. I ended up selling it, and I kind of regretted it, but well, you know, I picked up another one used, got a good price on it, so I couldn't complain. All right, what we got in here? Let's go to the electronics. Savox servo, my transponder, the Toro TS120 ESC. I picked this one up for, it was $70 with the program card from Hobby Parts with a Z.com. And I'll tell you what, I usually run some of the, I got a couple of my other vehicles. I got the Turnigy Trackstar Gen 2s, which this speed controls basically, it looks just like the Gen 2 for the most part, except that the blue color and the program boxes are different. You cannot use a Trackstar Gen 2 on this. Believe me, I already tried. So you got to pick up the program box for the Toro speed control. Wire solder onto it as normal. As far as that goes, like any other speed control, some of them are not, the racing speed controls are not pre-soldered on, which is fine. I know how to solder, so I don't have no issue with that. Over here on the side, I don't know if we're going to be able to get a good view of it, probably because the wires here are covering it all up, but right in there is my Spectrum receiver. All right, and then we'll move on to the back here. My Larry's 4500, I believe that's a 90C battery pack, shorty. There's a Reedy 8.5 turn motor. Now, when I bought this truck, I did notice that the original owner changed the drive shafts on this from the stock steels to Team Lozy SCT drive shafts. I think there must be lighter than the stock steel ones. That might have been why, because I found out that the guy, after communicating with the guy on eBay, he told me he used to run the truck in 13.5 stock class, super stock. And then he also had the lightweight top shaft, which I don't know if that's MIP or Avid's top shaft, or even Exotech might have made it. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. I was trying to find out and look it up, but I couldn't find anything on it currently. I'll have to maybe dig into it deeper, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to right now. On the back, we are running the Avid. Oh, I take that back. J Concepts rear shock tower with the double camber link settings on both sides, and the J Concepts aluminum bulkhead brace here. One thing I will mention, and this is something that you guys want to know if you have a Centro, is that the stock rear body mounts or wing mounts, depends on the vehicle, the stock body mounts on the truck version will not work real well with the J-Concepts brace. What you have to do is you have to get in here with the Dremel tool and Dremel it down. Now, I did find out that the B5 rear wing mounts are identical to the Centro part here. So if you're looking for new body mounts, plastic body mounts for the rear, I wrote the part number down. Let me go into my Centro book here, and I'll get you that part number for that piece. What the hell did I do? There you go. All right, here's the listing in the book, if the camera will focus for it. If the camera won't focus and get a read on it, I'll just read it off to you. It's Team Associated number 91531. It's the B5 wing mount. So if you ever need a wing mount for your Centro or body mount for the truck version, there you go. It's an OEM fit. Even though the B5 did go to metric 3mm screws, the 440 size screws will fit in here. Lord help me, just use the stock screws. I don't know the length on them, to be honest with you. I mean, I can go back to the manual and probably tell you if it's necessary, but you know, if you get the kit, you'll find out exactly. Other than that, I did have the ball diff in this truck. I do like ball diffs. I think ball diffs work really, really well. But I decided to put the gear diff in this. And I did use the associated gear diff. It's for the SC10 and SC10B. And Lord help me on the number on it right now. I don't have that. But other than that, like I said before, I didn't drive it. The big bore shocks here I got on here. Another thing I wanted to make a mention of with the big bore shocks, if you have the T4.2 and you buy the big bore shocks for the T4, and unfortunately, you know what, I can probably get you the number on them. There's something about the shocks that you need to be made aware of, that the Centro, or not the Centro, but the associated shocks, so here you go, I'll get you the part number on the diff too if I got it right here. Scatterbrained here today, of course. All right, here you go. Gear diff supplement. I believe it was 9827, I think was the number on it. 9826, I can't remember, but that's the supplement piece, the paperwork that came with the diff. The shocks, back to the shocks now. The 12mm shocks, there's a version 1 and a version 2. If you buy the shocks, where is this? They give you part numbers here on this paperwork. Anything for the older generation, B4.1, T4.1, 4.2, SC10, SC10.2, SC10 GT, B44.1. These are I believe, the older generation shocks. These are the first gen big bores. You need to make sure you buy the appropriate rebuild kit. That's what I'm trying to get at, basically. There is a version 2 rebuild kit, and the version 2 rebuild kit will fit these shocks, but they leak like mad. The little plastic pieces that go in with the O-rings and stuff are not correct. So you need to make sure you get the proper rebuild kits. Now, if you do have the Gen 1s that come with the T4.2, or you buy them off the shelf or from eBay, and they're for the T4.2 and the SC10 and the B4.1, blah, 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 you're going to need this rebuild kit, which is 91309, and then that's the proper rebuild kit for that. And I believe, yes, this rebuild kit will rebuild all 4 shocks. So you spend like $10. You spend like $10 on a rebuild kit, and you can rebuild all your shocks on your car. Which I guess for $10, it's really not too bad, considering. I guess it could be more expensive than that. So, other than that, as far as what my running gear is in it, you've seen it. Tires, Proline Electrons on J-Concepts wheels. I do have the J Concepts narrow rear pivot braces, or narrow rear pivots coming for this truck as well. I think that's about it. So there you go. Some things real quick about the build I didn't like. Number one, one thing I didn't like about the build, and a lot of people talk about this, is the way the rear shock and the standoffs are on this. The tower underneath here, the bottom side here, conflict with the cap. So you want to make sure that you get free movement here. I did go to Shell Racing and picked up the blue aluminum with the Delrin insert to go here on the shaft to not wear out the cap from the plastic, from the stock aluminum ones. I did get those. I did Dremel the bottom of the shock tower here a little bit on the. Let me move the truck around real quick. I did Dremel on the shock side a little bit to try to make a little more clearance for them. And then the other thing I don't like about the build, let me flip it over. And you're probably not going to see this very well, but the flathead screws, well, they tend to stick up. There you go. They tend to stick out just a little bit. They don't sit perfectly flush with the chassis. Now, I don't know if that's a manufacturing discrepancy with making the truck or whatnot. But basically, long story short of this vehicle for me is that I loved my T4. I missed it. I want to go to mid-motor, but I didn't want to spend the $280 on a T5M, which I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you know, you should have just bought the T5M and just retired the T4, kept it as a beater truck or whatever the case may be. I wasn't really interested in that. I figured, well, let's see if we can give some life back to the old T4 platform. So I figured this might be a good, viable option. I bought the kit off Team Associated's website. I think it was like $130. I ended up buying the shock tower, the rear brace from eBay, the J Concept stuff from eBay. Everything else you see on the truck, I either had or it came with from the factory, or I bought, like, for example, the tires and wheels here. I bought these. So other than that, that's about it. So I haven't driven it yet. I'm hoping that once I drive it, I can give you guys maybe a review on how the truck drove, my impressions of it, what I thought, and all that good stuff. So there you go. That is my Centro. Oh yeah, as I'm running the front, the gull wing arms. Now, the reason why I'm going to try the gull wing arms on this truck is because I got a SC10B as well. I have not made a video on that. I do have a lot of cars. I'll probably leak them out as I go, videos on them as I go along here from time to time. I ran my SC10B at the clay track, and for some reason, I love the way it drove with gull-wing arms. I don't know what it is, but I drove the T4 with the straight arms, the T4.2. I've got the RPM parts to make it a 4.1, basically, the shock tower and the arms and bulkhead. And it drove fine, but I love the way my SC10B drove with the gull-wing arms. I don't know what it is. I haven't driven this one yet. I'm hoping to find out exactly if the gull-wing arms do something for this. So anyway, there you go. There it is, the Centro. Oh yeah, RPM rod ends all around on this truck as well. I think that's it. I think everything else on this truck is molded plastic parts. None of them are carbon fiber composite. I figured on clay, having a little flexibility in some of the plastics is probably good for traction anyway, instead of having the super stiff carbon fiber composite plastics. And on top of it, you think you pay a little more for them. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's about it. So anyway, YouTube, there you go. That is my Centro. And we'll see how we're going to see how she's going to fare against some of the other mid-motor platforms that are out there. Kind of extend the life of the old girl a little bit here, you know. So anyway, there you go, YouTube. Enjoy.